Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today for another pick a card reading. For those of you who might be new to my channel, if this is your first time hopping onto one of my videos, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and the topic for today's reading is going to be, what are their intentions? So this is intended to be a romantic love reading. This will be great for any of you all out there that are feeling a little bit confused about where you stand in a connection with a love interest or a person of significance. Maybe somebody's sending you those mixed messages, or maybe you're just feeling kind of curious and needing to know kind of what's going on, okay? So if any of those things kind of describe your situation, this will be a great reading for you to get some clarity. Please keep in mind though, guys, these are general in nature, so some messages may be very specific to your personal situation, while others may be more general. Take what resonates with you and leave behind anything that doesn't. And always know, I always have to say this in any of these love life readings, when we're kind of like tapping into another person's energy, please just know that I'm going to keep it really real and honest with you guys in this reading. I will not sugarcoat what I see. So if you're feeling a little bit sensitive about what the reading might say, or if you feel kind of sensitive about this person, this might not be the best reading for you, because I'm going to deliver the news to you, good, bad, or indifferent. Of course, I'm going to do it in the most, loving way possible. I'm not going to be mean, but I just want to make sure you guys are set up with that before you get into the reading. So let's go ahead and get into our card selection for today's reading. Starting here on the left, we have deck number 1. This is the Tarot of the Divine with some rose quartz. Deck number 2 is the Tarot de la Nuit with the Labradorite heart. Deck number 3 is the After Tarot with some citrine. And deck number 4 is the Tarot of Sexual Magic with the garnet. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your connection. Think about your person. Visualize them in your mind. Select the deck or the crystal that your intuition is guiding you to. Really make sure you're selecting with your third eye and your gut, not your eyes. And when you guys are ready, you can skip down to the description box down below and click the corresponding timestamp with your deck. I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello there, group number 1. If you all selected the rose quartz heart with the Tarot of the Divine, this will be your energy check-in with your person. We're going to look into, first we're going to dive into some oracles to look at the dynamics at play in this connection, the overall energies that we're working with. Then we'll get into the tarot to kind of channel your person's intentions and potentially any next moves or actions that they have toward this relationship. So let's go ahead and see. So the overall energy within this relationship that is shared between the both of you is represented by love call and family. So there's already like a really beautiful start happening here. We have one person that we're going to have on the left, represented here by new direction and thinking of you. Okay. And then on the right, the other person is represented by tribe and family matters. Very interesting energy, you guys. So I will just initially say, I definitely see why you guys are curious about this person's intentions, because it definitely feels like someone here is moving in a different direction than maybe you're accustomed to, or maybe outside of the norm. But I will tell you guys, there's a lot of beautiful, warm energy that I'm picking up on from looking at these cards, okay? Like, you guys have a lot of these beautiful, like, rays of light coming through in almost every single one of these cards. Very beautiful, warm colors. So I do feel like in my heart, as I'm looking into these cards for you, that there is a lot of love in this connection. There's a lot of joy in this connection. I also feel that there is a lot of mutual respect in this connection. It's a really beautiful, warm energy here that's shared between the both of you, and even separately. So the shared energy in this connection right now is represented here by the message of family and the love call. So I do feel that you each are looking at one another as really being a part of like that family unit. You may actually already have a family with this person. Maybe this is someone that you have children with already. Maybe this is someone that you've been married to before or are married to. You know, it depends. Everybody's situation watching this will be a little bit different, but you each view each other as being like more of a stable fixture in one another's lives. So even if you don't have an actual family with this person, when I think of family, I think of like my tribe, right? Like I think of somebody that is like just a part of my extended unit of people that I know that I can rely on, and that we mutually care and support one another. I also think too with the love call here, you know, I feel that both people in this connection are really good in terms of the communication piece, right? Like this is about expressing love, telling someone how you feel, thinking of you and letting you know. And so I do feel that both of you are in this mode of like communicating really well with each other, checking in, expressing how one another feel, and just not being afraid to share love with one another through communication. So the separate energies here are a little bit interesting because I'm seeing one person here as sort of like moving on to something new, and the other person is sort of staying more fixed, if that makes sense. So we have one person in this connection represented by new direction and thinking of you. And so intuitively, you guys, I do feel like this could be your person that you guys are asking about. But again, like I don't specify because the energies can sometimes be flipped depending on who's watching. And oftentimes there's messages in both people here that can resonate with each. So one person here that I do feel intuitively is your person is kind of embarking on a new solo journey. Like they're going down a new path. I wonder if this person is needing to go down this new path because they're really looking to kind of find themselves. There is a very individualistic image here where it's just like a woman walking down this path, walking toward the light, right? And so I feel like this person, whichever person this is in this connection is trying to find themselves, is trying to find their source of light, their source of inspiration. They're looking for something new within their life. But while they're doing this, the other party is still very much on their mind with thinking of you. So if this is your person, right, and they've moved off on a new path, they've embarked on a new journey, you are still very much in their thoughts and in their heart. The other person here is represented by the tribe and family matters. And so the reason I was saying I feel like this person is more fixed is because this energy is very much similar to this family energy here. And especially when you think of elephants, they do move together in like a tribe or like a family unit. And what's really interesting that I'm noticing here is that the joined energy of family, we have 4 people. We have a feminine, a masculine, and 2 children. In this image of tribe, there's 1 missing. There's 3. So this is making me feel like the other person in this connection is sort of like holding down a family unit or holding down some sort of like shared community space, a home that you guys may share together. This could even be about you still being like a fixture or holding together a friendship unit and tending to that, while the other person is still kind of like moving off in their own direction. So it's interesting because it's like we have a lot of love that's being showcased here and highlighted in this connection, a lot of mutual respect, a lot of energy of family. But there is someone here that's needing to kind of seek out a new beginning for themselves outside of the family unit, where the other person here is still kind of holding on to the family unit and holding down the family unit. So what we're going to do next, pile number 1, now that we've kind of gotten into the overall energies at play in this connection, I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling your tarot cards on camera so that we can kind of get some specifics here into your person and kind of like what their next steps are toward this connection, what their true intentions are with regard to this connection. So we're just going to see what comes through here for you, pile number 1. I'm going to shuffle reversals on this one because I think reversals can sometimes provide just like that additional clarity and insight, like a little bit more nuance here. And that's kind of what I'm looking to provide you guys today. So let's see. So for pile number 1, what is their person's true intentions toward them and toward this connection in general? do one more shuffle. All right. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands reversed. We've got the Knight of Swords. Okay, that one flew out. So then we've got the King of Cups. We've got the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Number 8 is coming through really strong here. Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck reversed. Wow, you guys. All right. So what are their intentions? So right now, you guys, this person, overall energy, we've got the Four of Wands reversed. So when the Four of Wands comes up in the reverse, this is about moving away from our comfort zone. This is about moving away or moving out of a home situation. Because the Four of Wands is about marriage, it's about unity, it is about celebration, and it is about like our comforts, the foundation that we've built with our loved one. And so with this card coming up here reversed as their overall energy, this is again making me really feel like this is the person, your person is the one that's wanting to kind of establish that independence and that new direction in their life. So they're represented here by going and seeking out after that change, looking for a home outside of this connection. And even though they are doing this, you guys, I really don't think that they have ill will toward you, because again, they're still thinking of you. You're still on their mind as they're moving on this new path. And we had a lot of that really loving energy here. But I do feel this person, for whatever reason, we'll get some clarity here. They are definitely wanting to seek out on their own right now. I do see this person with the Knight of Swords as wanting to kind of maybe make this change pretty quickly, because the Knight of Swords is a pretty fast-paced energy. And the Knight of Swords is also very confrontational in the way that they communicate. This person may sometimes come across as a little bit blunt with you, but they don't mean it. It's just kind of this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's not totally matured air sign energy. So I do feel that sometimes this person may come across a little bit blunt or cutthroat in the way that they communicate, but it's just because they're kind of clumsy with their words is what I'm hearing. So either way, this person I think wants to move in this direction pretty quickly. And I do feel that they're wanting you to stay in communication with them. They're wanting you to still talk to them as they move through this change. And I also feel like they're wanting you to stay adapted to this change, because air signs are pretty adaptable, for the most part. And I feel like that's what they're wanting from you, is to stay connected through communication, but stay adaptable with what's going on. I don't know if that makes sense. You'll have to let me know. And I see this person just really ready for, the King of Cups reverse is kind of making me feel and with the Eight of Cups reverse, it's these are both about emotions, right? But these are emotion cards that are sort of detached or unfulfilled in a way. And so I do feel like this person is ready to strike out on their own. I do feel that they're ready to emotionally detach in a way. They may have some fears or anxieties around this, because the King of Cups can either be someone that's emotionally detaching, or it can be someone that's anxious and not in control of their emotions. So if they are coming through with clumsy communication with you, this could be why, especially if they're feeling really anxious about embarking on this new journey or striking out on their own, I could see that coming through in the way that they communicate. I do feel in terms of their next move, their next steps with you and within this connection, with the Eight of Cups being reversed here, I do feel that this person is still going to be lingering in a way. So it's even though they're moving off in this new direction, I do feel that they're still going to stay connected and communicating with you, even though they may not feel completely emotionally fulfilled in this relationship right now. There is truly a reason why they're wanting to embark on this new path. But it's you are their comfort. You know what I mean? You are their tribe. You are their family. And so there is still this feeling of them wanting to stay in touch. We have a lot of cards around communication coming through here. And so I do see that coming into the near future here, you guys may not feel totally satisfied with the amount of communication, but there is still like this feeling of them wanting to stick around in some way, even as they're moving off on their own. This person might be moving physically, or they might be traveling, because the Eight of Wands does indicate travel and movement. But let's go ahead and see. I want to just pull some clarifying cards for you with this Mystic Moon deck, pile number 1. I'm just curious to kind of see, like, what are their intentions? Let's get a little bit more clarity here. Yeah, this is about them. This person is moving away from this connection because there's something within them that needs healing. Yeah, and with that recognition energy, they are still wanting to like stay in touch with you. You know what I mean? Let me get these out and then we'll go through it a little bit more. Yeah. Bottom deck energy, we have offer. I do think this person is still wanting connection with you. Like, just be cautious though, pile number 1, because I think that the reason that they want to stay connected with you is so that they can feel better about themselves. With that pride and ego energy coming out with the Eight of Wands, like any sort of communication with you coming into the near future here, I feel is going to be coming from a place of them wanting to like either show off something to you, or it's going to come from them wanting to just make you like, it's like they're going to want to like have you make them feel better because maybe they're needing their ego stroked a little bit for some reason. But I see that the reason this person is kind of striking out on their own is to do this shadow work. Like if they haven't been appreciating you, even though again, there's a lot of this love energy between the both of you, it's like this, there's something within this person that they need to heal, that they need to work on individually away from this connection. And they do recognize you, I feel like, as their equal counterpart. I think especially the two of you have a really strong bond in terms of communication. You guys, I feel, know how to talk to one another because we had so many, you know, communication cards coming through here. And I feel like with that Knight of Swords clarified by the recognition energy, it's like this is the recognition of the two of you being able to communicate really clearly. And I also think it's like the recognition that like you guys both know that this movement and this change is happening. You're on the same page. This King of Cups reverse with the separation card is telling me that this person is emotionally detaching in a way so that they can cope with the separation. You know, I think that there is a little bit of like broken heart energy over this separation and this distancing from you because again, they did think of you as their family. And so if they are coming across as like detached in any way, just know that this is their way of coping with the separation from you. They're hurting from it. You know, so coming into the near future here, like I was saying, you can probably expect them to communicate in and out, but just be mindful that any sort of like sweeping gestures or sort of rushed energy or passionate energy coming your way from this person, it's coming from a place of ego right now. It's not feeling like it's coming from a place of like true loving, high vibrational energy, okay? And again, it's just because this person is needing to work on self. You know, that so the number 8 kept coming through multiple times, and 8s have to do with our like karma, right? Because it's like the way that it's shaped is like infinity. And so I do feel like right now this connection is moving through a lesson, especially your person is moving through some sort of a really important karmic lesson that they're needing to learn. And the reason that they're needing to learn this is because there is this energy within them that needs healing right now, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and close it out there for you, pile 1. I hope that this was able to provide some clarity for you. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'm very curious to hear how it resonated. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and viewing this reading. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you all selected the labradorite heart, which is so beautiful, And the Tarot de la Nuit, this is going to be your reading all about your person's true intentions, their next move toward you and toward this connection. So I'm going to be beginning here with first tapping into kind of the overall energies at play within the connection between both parties here. And then we will get into the tarot cards where we can really specifically deep dive into your person. So let's see. So the energy between the both of you is represented here by the Runner and Summer, okay? We have one person, Return, and Surprises, okay? And the other person is Ascending, Cycle on Repeat. Okay, let's see. Interesting energy, as always. Okay, so the energy that's being shared here between both of you, pile number 2, is represented here by the Runner and the Summer card. And so I do feel that this is a connection that when it is in connection in the 3D, meaning in the physical, it's very passionate. I also am getting the vibe that maybe you and this person tend to reconnect or connect during the season of summer, or maybe the summertime or the beach is a place of significance. We have a lot of water and beach scenes coming through here. Maybe this is a place that the both of you enjoy spending time or where you've met in the past. But the shared energy is talking about the Runner, which is running away or having a fear of intimacy, or low vibe energies that are more based on ego. So being with a person more because of like how they stroke your ego or the appearance they put out to the world versus really being connected from a place of a loving connection. And this is the energy that both of you guys have shared in this relationship. What's interesting, though, is that we've got one person that's awakening to this in this relationship and one person that is reaching and still wanting to stay connected. This person over here is represented by the message of Ascending and Cycle on Repeat. So this person is waking up to the fact that this dynamic that was at play at this relationship has either been a cycle with this specific person or a cycle that they've experienced on repeat with multiple love interests in their life leading up into this point. And so I see this person as being really like their third eye is open. They're seeing this for what it is. I feel like this person is kind of looking at this connection from above and looking at all the connections in their life from above and from the higher perspective and really seeing the pattern that was at play here of that fear of intimacy, maybe being drawn into these like relationships where one person was always running away, where the other person is always reaching, right? The other person here is represented by Return and Surprises. And so if you guys are not in communication with this person, you know, again, these energies can be like, this could be your person or this could be representing your person and you know, your energy. So take it how it resonates with you. But the other person in this connection is wanting to return. This person is reaching or pulling for the other person's energy. And I feel like the other person may not necessarily be responsive to that right now due to the fact that they're starting to wake up to what the real, you know, energy between the both of you is. And it's not a high vibrational connection like they would want, okay? This might be surprising too. Like if this is representing your person and them like reaching out to you, it could be that they want to share something exciting with you and that's why they're reaching out with surprises here. But I also think maybe this energy of them returning could be surprising if you like weren't expecting to hear from them, or their energy that they would bring would feel surprising. I think especially if both of you have been dealing with this Runner energy where like you both kind of run away from intimacy. Typically people like this are not ones that reach for, they're running from. You know, so this person that's returning is exuding this energy that's definitely different and surprising for their typical behavior here. So what I want to do next, pile number to is we're going to actually just tap into the tarot cards and specifically see what's going on with your person and what their intentions are and what their potential next steps are toward this relationship. I'm definitely curious to hear from you guys in the comments, like, do you identify with the Ascension person or do you identify with the Return person? But let's go ahead and see, because that might get clarified here in the tarot cards. So for pile number 2, what is their person's true intentions toward this connection at this point? I also think you guys also, like, I do feel intuitively that my viewers are the ones that chose this, because you all selected the labradorite, which is a really powerful stone for awakening the third eye. And you know, having clear psychic vision and clear sight and insight into things, clear knowing, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and see. What are their intentions for pile 2? What are their person's true intentions with pile 2? Ooh. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands, we have the Death card, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the 7 of Wands in reverse, and we have the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck energy is the 6 of Cups reversed. So this person is definitely wanting to step out of a comfort zone. This person is wanting to break out of a cycle. This is interesting energy because I feel maybe you guys are the ones that are reaching, because this person that I'm channeling here definitely feels like they're not necessarily wanting or able to exert a lot of energy toward this connection anymore, or effort toward this connection, and they're wanting to break out of what's comfortable. They're wanting something new with that 6 of Cups reversed. Let me get some clarifiers here, and then we'll continue with this Mystic Moon deck. So for pile number 2, let's get some clarification here on this person's true intentions. What is pile 2's person's true intentions toward them? Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah. We have awakening. Look, ascending and awakening, both very similar energies. We've got free will, we do have forgiveness, and we have fear, which is where that runner energy tends to come from. Communication here at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel that they are wanting to have communication with you, and I do ultimately see that happening with that Page of Cups at the end here. But let's kind of go through. I'm gonna like lower this down a little so we can kind of expand these little cards here. Please excuse my need for things to be straightened. Pile number 2. I do apologize for the delay. So here's what I see. Your person's overall energy here is represented by this 5 of Wands with destruction. So the 5 of Wands talks about conflict. It talks about fighting and arguing. And I feel like this person is right now viewing this connection as being a pretty destructive force in their life. I feel like maybe you guys have been in conflict for a while, you've been arguing, and there's definitely like a physical and energetic distance being put between the both of you, an emotional distance between the both of you due to the conflict or inability to get on the same page. What this person is wanting right now with that Death card, clarified by awakening, is they're really wanting a transformation. They're wanting a transition. They're wanting a new beginning here. And this makes a lot of sense with this, ascending card that came through. And this is why a part of me feels like I'm picking up on the energy of this person here, right? They're waking up to the fact that maybe this connection isn't really in alignment, or it hasn't been the healthiest, right, in the past. Maybe this is, again, them waking up to an awareness of a pattern that they've had in their love life just in general, and they're wanting to transition away from that. I see here with the Ace of Pentacles being reversed with free will that this person is more, I don't feel like they are really ready right now to put forth any sort of solid effort or energy into this connection. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles reverse is talking about them feeling there's maybe like a lack of potential here, or that it's not really worth it for them right now to put in that effort, and they'd rather just focus in on themselves at this particular moment in time. And I feel like this person is realizing that they are expanding, right? They're awakening. There's a whole wide world ahead of them for them to be able to create whatever life they want. And right now, I think just due to like whatever conflict has been going on with you or with their love life in general, they just don't see themselves putting forth a ton of effort into this connection. Coming into the near future here, I do see them sort of letting their defenses down. So if you guys have been in conflict with this person, I do feel that this person is going to kind of let their guard down, let their walls down, maybe stop being so defensive when you guys are together, and soften their energy up a little bit. We do have the message here of forgiveness. So I do feel that this person is going to want to reconcile, to be able to kind of like, you know, heal this relationship, or at least mend fences before moving on. And this could be where that return energy is coming from as well, right? Like it's kind of both of the energies are being picked up here. So maybe this is what that surprise is about. If this was the person and they've been reaching out to you and wanting to return, and this is why you guys arrived at this reading, you know, they want to let their guard down, let their walls down, and be able to kind of heal and forgive within this connection. And so ultimately here as the outcome, we have the Page of Cups with the message of fear. So the Page of Cups does talk about an exchange of niceties, if you will, like, you know, there is still that care and that affection there. I could see them maybe communicating this to you through like a text message or like an Instagram DM or something along those lines. So there is still that loving care and communication present, but because of their fear, because of that ego energy, I don't know that this person is going to really fully come out and express exactly what they want to say to you. Because remember, the kind of the pattern of this connection was having to do with like running away from intimacy. And so even though this person may send you like a nice message or like a nice DM, you know, to try to like smooth things over like that, it's like their own fears are really blocking them from being able to fully verbalize how they actually feel. And we really don't have a lot of cards that have to do with emotion here, to be honest. This is the only card of cups, and this is in the outcome position. So, you know, I definitely see this coming to like a soft resolution here in the future, but I don't necessarily see them putting in a ton of effort or energy to actually like build something solid with you right now. It feels like they're more like in their awakening and ready to kind of expand out on their own. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out there for you, Group 2. I do hope that this was able to help you out and provide you with some clarity. Please drop me a comment down below and let me know. I always love hearing from you guys on like how these readings resonate. I think especially on the love readings, it's awesome to hear. Thank you for taking the time to view, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. If you all selected the After Tarot with the little citrine crystal, this will be your energy check-in with your person. Let's kind of dig into what their intentions are in this reading. So we are going to first begin with some pre-shuffled oracles, and this is going to give me a little bit of a clearer picture of the bigger energies at play in this connection, the energy shared between the both of you, as well as each individual person's energy, okay? So the energy shared between you is represented here by passion and settling. Okay, that's very interesting. We have one person represented by winter and engagement. The other person, we have understanding and creating family. Okay. Okay, pile number 3. So the vibe I'm kind of picking up on from this relationship is I feel like this connection at one time was like burning really hot and passionately. And I feel like you guys both genuinely enjoy one another. Like, this is probably somebody that you guys always can have a ton of fun with. You guys probably click. Maybe you really do have like insane chemistry with this person, and that feeling is definitely mutual. There is something about this relationship, though, where each person feels like they're kind of settling for maybe less than what they feel they deserve, or just settling or maybe just like settling in general. Like, maybe each of you are maybe not feeling like you're bringing your best self to the connection right now. Or maybe there's just some sort of like an incompatibility here that's preventing this from like really getting off the ground right now. This is like a very gray, kind of sad energy here where it's like, you know, I wouldn't expect to see that in a connection that feels like it's really in alignment. And, you know, this happens a lot sometimes, you guys, where it's like you can have all this chemistry and passion for someone, but there can be other factors at play that make them not the right fit for you, right? Like, somebody could have like, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up, but someone could have like an addiction. Someone could have like, you know, family values that are different from yours. Somebody could have like, you know, a lack of drive and ambition. And if that's something that's important to you, like, it's not going to work. You're going to feel like you're settling. So both people in this relationship like each other and feel like you can have fun together, but both people are kind of in this place of feeling like they're settling for something. So I do feel that we have one person that is a little bit more like awakened to this idea, because we do have the message of understanding here with creating family. I feel like this person understands what this relationship really is. This person understands what this represents. And I also think that this person with creating family is like aware of what they want. And I feel like this person is wanting to create a family with someone. You know what I mean? Like, this is like a, you know, kind of like the examples that I was just sharing earlier, where it's like, you may have all the passion and excitement for someone in the world, but if they're not in alignment with what your actual goals are for what you want for your future, then you're settling for less than what you deserve, right? So this person is wanting to create family. They're wanting to have a family in the future. They're wanting to settle down. I also feel like this person could just be wanting to create a long-term relationship, even if you're not someone that's like wanting kids and things like that. This person is wanting to create something special with someone. The other person over here is kind of interesting because they're represented here by winter, but engagement as well. And so these are kind of giving me opposite energies in a way, because engagement usually talks about like ascending, like locking something into a higher level of commitment, accelerating something in a way. But winter usually talks about cooling something down, right? I feel like this person might be a little bit like comfortable in this relationship, right? So it's like the winter card is telling me that some of the passion for them is sort of like dying off, or maybe they're just kind of feeling like this is sort of like a slow or like resting space in this relationship. This person may also be distant from this connection right now. So I don't know if you guys are even in communication with this person or not. But the winter is like, it's giving me like a very cold energy. But because we have engagement here, it's like, if you guys are still connecting with this person, I do feel like they're just like sticking around because this feels comfortable for them and they like, you know, having fun with you, even though they may know that this is not something that's meant to last forever. For others of you, I do feel like this party in the connection is closed off or cold toward this relationship because they may have something else that they're engaging in right now that's not this, okay? So I want to get a little bit deeper insight into what's going on with this person. So let's go ahead. We're going to shuffle these on camera. I want to tap in and see, like, where does your person for pile 3 stand? Like, what are their true intentions? Any potential next moves that you guys can expect from this person? And I'm kind of curious to see which one of these comes through as being your person. Let's see. So pile number 3. What is this person's true intentions toward pile number 3? My viewers, pile 3. I also just feel like maybe this person over here might just want to take a break or something right now. I don't know. Like, that just came through for me. I don't know why. Like, maybe they just feel like they want to slow it down a little bit. Okay. So what are their intentions? We start off here with the 8 of Cups. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. We have the 3 of Cups reversed. The Queen of Pentacles. And we have the 6 of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy is the Hierophant. So there is something here around values with that settling card, remember? Like, so this talks about like family values, religious values, spirituality. It can talk about like the societal norms or ways of doing things. Like this person, there's this undertone of needing things to be within a certain belief system for them, okay? They don't want anything super outside of the box in their life, or, you know, like if a connection is not in alignment with their views, it's not going to work for them. So let's go ahead and get some clarity here. What is this person's true intentions? What's the next move here? Ooh, hold up. Too many. Sorry, pile 3. Hate when that happens. Okay, let's go ahead and see. What are their intentions? Okay, so we have mirroring. We have crossroads. We have third party. Ugh. Okay, I did say that was coming through with somebody. We have the answer is yes. And we have devotion. Bottom deck energy is the energy of twin flame. All right, guys, this is a weird one. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let's see. This person right now, the overall energy representing where they stand in this connection is the 8 of Cups with the energy of mirroring. And so this person is overall feeling a lack of satisfaction in this connection. I do feel that this is the winter person coming through. It could be the other one, but I feel that person was coming through as like a lot more conflicted and confused. This just feels more like their energy. But again, it doesn't have to be. This person is, with this 8 of Cups, there is sort of this feeling of something being missing for them. There is this feeling of maybe there's been conflict in this relationship or something where they just feel like there's more that they need to explore. And so I see like this person is like looking into this cup, like the cups represent emotions, right? And it's like the cup is empty. And so there's this feeling of wanting to like journey off. But it's interesting because I do feel like this person is sort of mirroring your energy, pile number 3, with the mirroring card. So if you have been sort of coming across to them as being kind of like dissatisfied or like restless, or if you've been kind of coming across as like kind of emotionally like detached in some sort of way, this is sort of causing them to feel this way. Like they're mirroring your energy. I do feel, though, with that Ace of Wands reversed with the crossroads, that kind of like the spark and the chemistry that was once in this connection has waned a little bit, because I do see this person as kind of seeing that their passion has died, and the crossroads is really telling me that they're looking to try to figure out what direction that they want to go. The 8 of Cups is like, I do feel that they're still kind of here with you in some capacity, but they're restless is sort of like the vibe I'm picking up on from all of these cards here. It's like this restless energy of feeling dissatisfied, not as excited about it as they once were, and feeling like they need to like choose a new path, but not being sure about which path they're going to take yet. I do detect a little bit of player energy with this person, you guys, because what they're actually ready for is represented by the Three of Cups reverse with third party. And so I'm not saying this person is like a cheater or doing anything like that. That definitely could very well be the case for some. But it's like this person, I feel, they're looking for some sort of excitement in their life. And the Three of Cups in reverse is about like, it's kind of like a low vibrational excitement where they're just like going out and like just overindulging or partying all the time. They very well could be connecting with other people and exploring those connections, but they're doing it from a low vibe place. Like they're not doing it from a place of being really loving and like respecting themselves. But I do kind of feel for some of them, this person, if they are engaging in that type of behavior, or if they're considering engaging in that type of behavior, like I do feel like they slightly might regret that. Because this is very much the energy of like, oh, I hooked up with that person. I had too much fun. It went too far. Like, I regret that, you know? So there could be an element of this at play for them as well. You know, I feel like they know with this Queen of Pentacles, and the answer is yes, that like you represent for them a stable thing. You represent to them a good thing, a good person, someone that is mature, someone who is caring, nurturing, someone that takes care of their business, their responsibilities, like a stable fixture for them in their life. You might actually be almost like a mother fixture to them for some, right? Or maybe like they're attracted to you because, you know, maybe they never had a good relationship with their mother and you kind of represent that nurturing mother figure that they never had. So with the answer is yes, it's like I see that they recognize that energy within you and they know that they have a good thing with you. But it's just like, it feels just over here like they're just feeling a little bit confused, you guys. I got to keep it real. And I just want to reiterate here with this third party energy that like, I'm not saying that they're doing this stuff, but it feels like they're like at this crossroads of like, I could do this option or I could stay. Like they're contemplating their options right now is what I feel. The outcome card here that we have is we have the Six of Swords with the Devotion card. And so I do sort of see like smooth sailing for this relationship coming into the future here, the near future. I feel like this person wants smooth sailing with you. With the message of devotion, it's like, this does make me feel like on some level they recognize or want some sort of higher level of commitment with you. We have a whole family energy here, you know, like everybody's walking off the boat together and the masculine is bearing the brunt of the load with all the swords. And so it's like, this is something that I feel like they want. I just don't quite know if they're quite tuned in with themselves. I think especially like if they are this person with the winter and the engagement, this is like a very conflicted sort of energy because it's like the passion has waned, things are cooling down, or they're feeling like things are cooling down, but yet they still want to stay connected with you, right? And I'm wondering if it's all kind of going back to like the mirroring energy, pile number 3, right? Like we were talking about at the beginning here, like maybe if they're feeling like your energy hasn't been as excited about them, this is why they're feeling emotionally unfulfilled in some way. The other thing that I will say that I'm just being guided to say here, pile number 3, is that like, if you guys identify as this person over here, as this Queen of Pentacles, like, I do think that sometimes like a lot of people are really drawn into this energy because it's very comfortable for them. Like this is the type of person that is reliable, dependable, like you know where they stand, like they take good care of you, but not everybody's always ready to actually step up to the plate and receive that energy and also reciprocate that energy. So if you guys do decide to continue connecting with this person, I would just be mindful of that, because I don't know that this person is really showing up as like stable and reliable as you are. But they do want to move forward. They do want to move on from like this kind of tumultuous area. And I do see them wanting to stay like in connection with you. And so if you guys have been sort of like in a conflict with this person, or if this is just sort of like a rough patch you guys are going through, I do see that the intention that they have is to like move forward from it and to be in alignment with you. It's just about, are they really ready for that? Even though they want that. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out there for us, pile 3, but I hope this was able to provide you with the clarity that you needed. Please drop me a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys about like how these love readings resonate. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this reading today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile 4. If you guys selected this little garnet stone with the Tarot of Sexual Magic deck, this is going to be your reading all about what your person's true intentions are. We're going to first start off by getting a little energy check-in with these pre-shuffled oracle cards. I do want to say, if you guys do not like sexual images, or if you guys are like not of age, I would please ask you to click off of this video, because this deck does use some images that are 18 plus only, okay? Just had to get that disclaimer out of the way. That's the responsible person in me. So first, let's kind of tap into the overall energies at play in this connection, and then we're going to transition into the tarot. So the energy joining this connection together, your shared energy with this person, is being represented by the girl with a snake and grief. Okay. We have one person in this connection represented here by inner child and not really looking. The other person in this connection represented by contemplation and have fun. Okay, pile 4. So let's see what's happening. So I definitely feel that you guys have been drawn to one another, you and this person, because there is a level of healing that needs to happen within the both of you. The grief card, I don't know if this is about each of you going through heartbreaks outside of this connection and maybe coming together to comfort, and this turning into something that you weren't expecting. This can also be talking about, grief holding this connection together in a sense of like, maybe the both of you have hurt each other in the past, and you're trying to heal through staying together in a connection that may no longer be in your highest good. We also have the girl with the snake here. So this is a really, this energy talks about the empath and narcissist paradigm. So like, I'm not diagnosing anyone with narcissism, but essentially what this means, this is usually a connection where we have one person that's caring and nurturing and overly empathetic to the other and has very poor boundaries, gets walked all over a lot, feels as though they're being used, and then the other person kind of like just does whatever they want. They just like walk all over them. They come and go as they please. When I think of a snake, snakes are cold-blooded animals, right? And so in order for them to warm their bodies, they have to get that from an external source, right? They're not a warm-blooded animal that can create their own warmth from within. And so I see that there's one person in this connection that's providing a source of warmth for the other, because the other person is like cold-blooded in a sense. And I'm not saying that to be shady to anybody, but what that means is that one party in this connection is not able to find their own light, right? They're not able to find their own confidence. They're not able to find their own source of self-worth. And so they are always going to be attracted to someone until they heal that. They're going to be attracted to somebody that does it for them, okay? That makes them feel better, but they're not really ready to reciprocate that energy, okay? We have one person in this connection that feels a lot more carefree, still thoughtful, right? But like, this person is represented by contemplation and having fun. And what's interesting is that this figure is facing away from the connection itself and facing away from the other person, as this person is as well, right? Both of you guys are kind of facing away from each other energetically. So even if you guys are still connected physically with this person, you may be feeling kind of an emotional distance here. Maybe there is a physical distance. Maybe you guys have been in separation for a while, but there is still this energy clinging the two of you together. That doesn't feel like it's serving either of you in your highest good. This person is contemplating their options, and I feel like they're wanting to have fun, right? They may have turned their back on this connection. They may have disconnected from this connection because they're looking for joy in their life. They're looking for high vibe energy in their life. We have another person here represented by the inner child who is not really looking. And I feel like this person, it's interesting because I feel like when I see inner child, it's like the inner child makes me think of doing inner child work. I feel like this person over here is finally recognizing their inner child. They're finally recognizing some of maybe the things from childhood that happened in their life that maybe caused them to get into connections like this. The light is being shown here on the child. This child is looking into the light, right? And so I feel like this person is working on self. They're not really looking for a relationship. They're not necessarily looking for a connection right now. Even if you guys are still in physical connection with this person, it's like you can tell that this person is focused on self, and you can tell that this person is focused on external sources, okay? So that kind of ties back in with the girl with the snake of like, we've got one person here that is, more in tuned and more, in tune with themselves, and the other person that just comes in when they need warmth, right? But they can't generate that warmth for themselves. Really interesting energy, pile 4. So let's go ahead now. We're going to tap into your person specifically. So I'm going to shuffle these cards here on camera. Let's go ahead and see for my group 4 viewers, what is their person's true intentions towards them and toward this relationship in general as the energy stands today. What are their true intentions of my pile 4 viewers as the energy stands today? Coming through. So we have the 2 of Pentacles coming through first. Okay. We have the 8 of Cups. Okay. We have the 9 of Wands reversed, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. Bottom deck energy, we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, I'm going to pull some clarifiers here from this Mystic Moon deck, and then we will get into like the full interpretation of what their intentions truly are. Okay. So for my pile number 4 viewers, can you please get clarity on their person's true intentions at this time? Toward my pile 4 viewers and toward the connection they share. Clarify these tarot cards for me, please, Spirit. Yep, okay, so we have the message of bound. We have new direction. We have compromise. We have signs. Whoop. And we have spring. Bottom deck energy, we have soulmate. Yeah, this person is in your life for a reason. Pile number 4, like soulmates. I don't want you to get too caught up on like the term soulmate, because I think we all kind of associate like a really like lovey-dovey energy with that, and that's not always the case. A lot of times soulmates are just simply a person that's brought into our life to teach us a lesson, to help our soul evolve and grow. You know, so like I've had soulmates that have been like toxic coworkers. I've had soulmates that have been romantic. Like it could be a lot of different types of connections. So overall, what you need to know about that is that this person is here to teach you a lesson about yourself. So what are their intentions? Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I had to take a sip of water. Your overall energy here for this person is represented by the Two of Pentacles and the Bound. I feel like this person, so it's interesting you guys picked a deck that's all about like sexuality and sexual relations. And I do feel this person, I think, has like sexual feelings toward you. I do feel like this is the contemplation person with the have fun that's coming through here. This person definitely is attracted to you physically. And when I'm seeing this right here, this is making me think of like a lust demon on their shoulder. I'm laughing, like saying that in a joking way, but seriously, I feel like this person has pretty like lustful energy toward you. And you can see that kind of depicted here throughout this deck here. They definitely still want to be connecting with you physically. With the Two of Pentacles, though, it's almost like they are maybe a little bit unsure of how they need to approach it or unsure of how to balance how they're feeling with you. This person may also have a lot of other things that are going on in their life right now, because the Two of Pentacles typically talks about the flow of things that we have going on, keeping a lot of balls in the air. And so this person might be feeling a little bit like this connection, it's like hard for them to juggle this connection with all of the other things that they have going on in their life. And this could also be why we have this bound energy where it's like they feel stuck or they feel trapped in some way. But I also do feel that this person wants to keep you bound to them in some way. Like I don't see them completely wanting to disconnect themselves from the relationship. Especially not with what I'm seeing here at the end of the reading. I do feel that this person is wanting like a new beginning in a sense. Like we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups does talk about like walking away from something temporarily that we're not feeling super satisfied with. Now in this depiction of the Eight of Cups, it's like a couple dancing together. It really doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't really give us like the true interpretation of what the Eight of Cups means. But what I'll say is I feel for some of you guys that are watching this, this person does want like a new beginning with you. I do feel, and for others, they're going to want a new beginning for themselves. That's kind of what I was picking up on over here. This person, I think, is feeling like with the Eight of Cups that there's like something missing in this connection for them. Like there's a lack of emotional fulfillment here. And this is not your fault necessarily, pile one. This feels like it could just be coming from them. Because remember, they're the snake. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So I do feel that they're wanting a new start, a new emotional beginning in this connection. Like they're wanting some sort of revival or to want to like push this in a new place. We have the Nine of Wands with compromise. And so I do feel this person is wanting to kind of like relax any tensions that you guys have been experiencing, kind of lighten the vibe up a little bit and come to some sort of an agreement with you that works for both. You know, again, this person was wanting to like have fun. And so I do feel like any sort of heaviness is not something that this person is like having the space to deal with right now. So even if like heaviness is warranted, like even if their behavior has given you reason to feel like upset with them, it's like they don't want to deal with that. They want to like move on from that. They are wanting to seek some sort of compromising energy with you where both people can feel good, the guards can be let down, any sort of anxieties around this connection can be released, any sort of feelings of paranoia or lack of trust can just be released. Okay? Coming into the near future here, like for their actions, their next steps, we have the Five of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Signs, and Spring. So, you know, the Five of Pentacles, you guys, this talks about, usually it talks about like abandoning something or just feeling like you're not good enough for something too. But again, like I'm still seeing two people here connecting together, and I do like to read intuitively, so I'm picking up on this. There is still this energy of them wanting to stay connected with you, but like, I don't know how much effort they're going to really be able to put in, because with that Five of Pentacles, this is kind of low vibe energy. Like, this is about like not feeling like they're good enough, not really having a lot to offer, low self-esteem, things like that. And with the Six of Wands being here in the outcome position, this is about ego, you guys. Like, you can see he's grabbing her ass. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say I think this person is like motivated by like sexual tendencies a little bit, because I feel like you guys and them getting to be in your presence and getting to be like physically intimate with you, it like makes them feel better about themselves. You know what I mean? So even though there might be a lack of emotional connection here or emotional dissatisfaction here, it's like getting to be connected with you and be close with you is like, it allows them to feel better about themselves. You give them like a little ego boost. You're like medicine to them. Does that make sense? They may not even be aware that they're doing it. So I definitely see that like there are signs that are going to kind of present themselves to you guys coming forward as you continue maybe to connect with this person. You have free will, so of course you don't have to connect with them if they're trying to. But it's almost like pay attention to the signs as it relates to low self-esteem. Pay attention to the signs as it relates to someone that's cold-blooded or maybe like coming in to get something from you guys so that they can just feel better about themselves. Like, the signs and symptoms of that are going to present themselves coming into the near future when you're getting intimate with this person, when you're connecting with them. But I do feel this person is intending to like have a new beginning with you. Spring does talk about a fresh start, fresh energy. We kind of saw that here with this Eight of Cups as well. But again, it's going to be based more on like the ego space of things, connecting, hooking up, you know, like you making them feel better about themselves, like all the stuff that we just talked about. So pile 4, I think I am going to go ahead and close the reading out there. I feel like we've kind of gotten everything we needed from this. Please let me know how it resonates. I always love hearing from you guys in the comments how these relationship readings really resonate with you or not. So let me know. Thank you all so much for taking the time to view today's reading. I will see you in the next one. Bye.